Hey, this is the GPS Ministry Update. I hope this video finds you doing well, relaxed, rejuvenated, and excited about this coming school year. And so I'm going to actually make it official. Summer is now over. Now I know it's 4,000 degrees outside, but as far as GPS is concerned, the kickoff of our small groups this coming Wednesday night will fully mean that we are in the groove. We are starting a new school year, and we're excited about the various ways that God is going to open up for us to be able to love these students unconditionally and point them to Jesus. And so we really see that happening in the context of small groups, and so you're a huge part of that. As I've talked to our students the past couple of weeks and just seen their posts on Facebook, they are so excited to get plugged back in, and that is a testament to you guys, your faithful commitment to love these kids, your commitment to be here every single Wednesday, to pour into their lives, and your presence says so much. And so that's why there's such a high value and a high level of expectation from these students, because they've seen your level of commitment, and now we're seeing the benefits of that. And so one of the things I shared with you a couple of weeks ago in our training is that we actually have 85% of our students that attend on Sunday morning actually plugged into a small group on Wednesday night. And so the real goal of our ministry is, yes, bring them in, teach them the Word, but discipleship is so important. And so thank you so much, and I'm so grateful for all the new volunteers and the new small group leaders that we have who've come on over the course of the last couple of months, who are ready to love kids and point them to Jesus. And so I really believe that this is going to be an absolutely amazing year, and because we're pursuing God and we're loving these kids, and so it has everything to do with you guys on Wednesday night. And so we just wanted to talk about that to kind of give you an overview of what Wednesday is going to look like, especially this coming Wednesday. So if you notice, if you log on to the live curriculum, there really isn't any curriculum for you this coming Wednesday. And the reason why is because we want our students to come in, get acclimated, reacclimated to just what Wednesday nights are about. But this is also going to give them the opportunity to be able to follow you over and find where they're supposed to be meeting throughout the rest of the school year, those types of things. And this is really your time. Once you get them in your groups, this is your time to just reconnect with them. Talk to them about their summer. What was the highlights? What were some of the lowlights? What are some of the things spiritually that they're really going to need this coming school year? And ask those kind of questions, because they will be able to give you some ideas about how to be able to shape your lessons and the curriculum to where it's going to connect with them, because you've heard their stories and you find out where they're struggling, you know. And so use that time to just really reconnect. Use that time to introduce students that don't know one another in the small group to get them connected, because, man, you're going to be carrying these kids all the way through till May, and you want those relationships to be formed with them and with you. And so that's what Wednesday night is all about, just reconnecting, just sharing with them, just kind of setting the tone of what it is you're wanting to do in their lives and what you want God to do in their lives throughout the year. So one of the things that we talked about was the issue of time. It was just something I heard throughout the course of this past year is, Dave, man, we just wish we had more time. And so I've worked really hard to kind of reshape Wednesday night. And so if you were in the meeting, you heard this. If you weren't, basically what we're going to do is we're going to start at 6:30. Everybody meets in the main room. It's going to be announcements, and then we're going to do the worship time during this time. So between 6:30 and like 6:55, that's what that's going to be. I'll dismiss you guys at 6:55, and then you will go to your assigned, designated huddle areas where you're going to actually break down into your small groups and do what it is that you do so well. And so that's what Wednesday night is going to look like. So from 7 all the way to 8 o'clock is all yours. You get a full hour with your students, and so use that time wisely. The only thing that I would keep in mind that you want to remember is that since everybody has their own area now to meet in, we want to be respectful of those who are still meeting. And so maybe you got some younger students and you get through the content, you get through the discussion time, and you still have like 40 minutes left. What do you do with that time? I don't have a problem if you, especially when the weather's good, to go out into the field, hang out, play, throw a frisbee, but I just ask that you be really library quiet in the buildings, because there's still ministry happening and going on. And so that's going to be going all the way up to 8 o'clock. So if you have any questions like that along those lines, more specifically, just shoot me an email or snag me on Wednesday and we can talk through those things. One of the things that we did talk about was actually assigning a space for you to meet. And so Jamie and the gang have been so gracious to us, and so we're going to be using the FLC building along with the TC building. That is where the high schoolers are going to be be meeting, and all the junior hires are going to be meeting here in the Student Center. And so what's going to happen is either today or tomorrow, which would be Tuesday, Virginia's going to be uploading a list of where you will be meeting and all that kind of good stuff, so you will know where to go. So anyway, this Wednesday is just going to be working all those kind of kinks out. So just give us a lot of grace and give us some leeway to be able to improvise a little bit, and we'll make sure that your space is good and ready to go. One of the things that I was going to ask you and remind you of is that since we are using other rooms in other buildings, we want to leave those places better than what we found them every single week. And so make sure all the trash is up. We're going to ask that there are no drinks, no snacks in those buildings. So that's a snack-free, drink-free zone. You're going to have to definitely struggle with that in the first couple of weeks because we sell all that stuff over here, but we don't want any of that in the other buildings. And you always, always, always have to be the last person to leave. You turn off the light, you lock the door, and you inspect it. So really, you've got to be able to sign off on that room and the way that it looks. And so we just want to honor these folks who have opened up these rooms for us to be able to grow, and we're thankful for the opportunity. So I just wanted to get some of that business out of the way. One of the things that I mentioned was the fact that we are putting a limit on how many students can be in a small group. By the very name itself, it should imply that the groups need to stay small. And the reason why is it allows you to be able to connect with your students more on a one-on-one basis, and it gives those students in your huddle, 8 to 10 students, the opportunity to develop relationships with one another. When it grows beyond that, you start getting into 12, 14, 18, and some groups even 20, 22. It's no longer a small group. It really is like an average youth group size. And so the more people we add, your ability to minister directly and to really get to know those students diminishes. And so our goal, our North Star, is good ministry. That is the goal, and so that's the way we're going to be doing it this year. And so just keep that in mind. And so we don't want to add to groups, we want to multiply groups. And so that's the way we're going to be doing it this year. And so if you have any questions or concerns about that, let me know. But otherwise, that's the way we're going to be moving forward, and we will just continue to shape that as we go along. Oh my gosh, this is such a long video. Guys, I'm so sorry. Next thing. So hopefully by today, you have called through all of your lists and contacted all the students who we haven't seen in a while. You've invited them back. You've made them feel loved. Hopefully you heard some feedback. If there's students who aren't coming back, we want to know the good, bad, and the ugly, because maybe there's an issue that we're not seeing or we're not paying attention to that we can make a student feel more welcome here to where they would want to stay in our youth group. So we're really trying hard to start developing systems that would close that back door so we can retain our students. So please make sure that you've called through that list. I will be calling through some myself this coming week. Just finding out where they're at and inviting them back. So make sure that you get that done today, please. That's really all the main stuff that we need to worry about today. One last thing, for those of you who know Virginia, which is most of you, because she is the one who is, she's been so diligent and faithful to make sure that you're not an axe murderer, and before anybody can actually ever come in and minister to students, she's right there going, are you sure you're right? Who you say you are? And we love Virginia, and that's one of the many things that she does so well for our student ministry. I've had the pleasure of working with her in several capacities since I came on, and she was a godsend to me and has been over the last 18 months that I've been here. We love Virginia, and so we were able to have her come in an administrative role. She was doing a dual role of admin and director, and it was a full plate. And now that she's back in the workforce, she has felt led to go and get another job that more specifically meets her qualifications, especially with her military background. And so we love her. And so she's going to be leaving GPS. She's not leaving Grace Point. She will probably share some of her talents, I think, over the kids ministry possibly. But we love her. We are so thankful for all that she's done. And so be sure to thank her and hug her and let her know how much she is loved by us, because a lot of what this ministry is has been shaped by her diligence to do a lot of the background stuff that is so important to make this ministry is what it is and allow me to do what it is that I do. So thank you, Virginia. With that said, we have a brand new admin that we have hired. Her name is Lindsay. So you'll start seeing her name pop up in your emails and communication. She's sharp. She's awesome. We are so thrilled to have her on. God is so good. So we lose a good one and they're moving off to bigger and better things, and God brings in someone who is awesome, high capacity, and so we want to welcome Lindsay. That's really about it. So I can be long-winded. I don't want to be, and I have been. So anyway, I love you guys. Get ready for Wednesday night. This is your time to reconnect, and then let's just have a wonderful year and see what God does. I love you, and I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.